Action. Lights. Camera. Sport show.
Sport show.
Dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo.
Just take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again.
Yeah, it's a sport show. Got me in my hormones, all gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not about a T3.
I already did the clap. I'm recording, man. Come sit down. What are you doing? Oh. Oh. He hit him with a big boot to the midsection.
You want a piece? That's what happens.
We're commentating.
I saw they had a. Did you see they had a release, kind of a sneak peek? They're like, something's coming up in Stampede. They said it.
They said it.
They said it.
They said it. I'm not going to be here.
That's okay.
What are you going to
Guess what? I'm here.
I know. I might fly back. I can't miss this opportunity. We got momentum. We have momentum.
We're on a heater. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
I mean, listen, if you're kicking chairs like that, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in the ring.
I think I could.
Give me one more. One more.
That's okay.
Oh! It's a good kick.
That was a good kick.
That was a good kick.
Okay. So we're all here. Episode 258, starting with a bang.
Wow, literally a bang.
Yeah. It's a sports show. It's Mitch and Dimitri. We're back live, unlive. You know, can I tell you something? Last night, I needed something to run to. And I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts, and I'm like, I'll go back to one of ours, right?
Sure.
I literally did this. It just wherever I land.
Oh, you just...
It just did the swipe up.
Are you on Spotify?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just did the swipe up and just let it go. Kid you not, it landed on one of our solo shows. Okay? By weird chance.
That's kind of like what you did was basically The Price is Right. Like you're trying to spin for the dollar.
Yeah. And it landed on the show where, weirdly enough, it was one of the shows I did.
Oh, shock.
And to be honest, I listened to it for 5 minutes, and then I tried to find one where me and you are on it. But the one, it was the episode where I predicted that John Hockey, would leave the Calgary Flames. I'm not lying to you. I was listening to it for a few minutes. I was like, damn, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
I'm a genius.
Well, you know what? It's not confirmed. You should probably
a genius.
You should probably get tested.
Yeah.
Because listen, if there's one thing that I've learned about you, where you're a go big or go home kind of guy when it comes to these bets.
Sure.
Sometimes you look really smart.
Sometimes.
The danger is that there's the other sides where you sound incredibly stupid.
You say stupid.
Not stupid. Incredibly
intuitive.
But then maybe that's how geniuses operate.
That's
you know,
what I think happens.
You know, the layman like myself looks at the genius and says, "I can't figure this out." But you're reorging and it's the so.
It's true.
Hey, who the Connor McDavid trade?
Right.
You know,
hey. It's coming.
Florida.
We'll see what happens.
The Panthers.
We'll wait for that.
Hey.
I want to get into one thing that happened. We left you on a cliffhanger last week, ladies and gentlemen. The cliffhanger was Dimitri and I decided to go out. Our good friend PK said, hey, guys, from a couple of weeks ago, let's go out. Let's go do this thing. So I haven't been out, I'm doing the quotations, in a very long time, okay? I'll go for dinners with the wife, blah, blah, blah. But with the boys, it's been a while.
It's been a bit.
So we go for a nice dinner. That was amazing. PK, thank you again for everything. That was fantastic. Then we decided to go to the two nightclubs, the Cowboys and the National, across the street. Because they were literally
Kraft.
Oh, what did I say?
You said Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Kraft and National. So I'm 45. PK's a little older than me, and you're the young buck at 40. So we see a huge line at one of the clubs, and we're like, hey, bouncer man, can we just, he's like, dudes, we're packed, I'm really sorry, blah, blah. He had every excuse in the book. Well trained, I get it. We even use we know the owners, and he's like, guys, I can't do it. Fine.
Yeah. Now, in all seriousness, though, it's not like had we committed to a better effort, knowing that was the only place,
sure,
I'm satisfied we would have gotten in if we wanted to.
Probably, but it didn't happen. So we literally walk a few meters down. It's as though the other bouncer heard the whole convo, and he's like, gentlemen, you guys need to be in the bourbon room.
It was just the way. I wish a movie camera was rolling.
Yeah.
Like this is our version of The Hangover. Because we walk up and the PK goes, hey, is there a lineup to get in like the other place? No, but you guys don't need to be in there. You need to be in the bourbon room.
Exactly. Now, a lot of people are probably listening to this going, well, are we going to get a rundown of the night? No, you're not. But I want to say one thing. Last week on the show,
Give it to me.
I said that there are certain guys that show up during the playoffs. We talked about the McKinnon. He's a playoff guy. Draisaitl, playoff guy. Kachuk, playoff guy.
Right.
Well, Dimitri and I walk in with the PK, and ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to confirm that we are actual RLRT, if you want to go old school, or sports show killers. We went back into mode, and the thing was, it was transition. So we're sitting there having a couple of drinks, everything's good. All of a sudden, I went into Maverick mode, or pardon me, I'm the goose, he's Maverick, and ladies and gentlemen, I have to admit, he still got it.
Still got it.
Still got it.
Still got it.
But I always love being the sidekick, or I like being the second in command. And dude, I feel like I was right back in the saddle again. I was right there.
Listen,
I didn't do anything crazy, and neither did Dimitri, but it was just fun.
Exactly. Roster, I know what you're thinking. What, did you guys take one in the bag? No, we didn't. But you got to understand, you know what the funny thing is?
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up. Yeah, we could have, and we did it. We did it. You know why? Because we love.
But
we're lovers.
MZ, you owe me. You. MZ owes me big.
That's good.
And the GG, both of them owe us big time.
That's right.
Listen, it's so fun because now we have a different musk to us, a different flavor. We're all married men, and now we're outside. See, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. And all you young rosterites out there, all the young roster, you're having a hard time picking up girls, picking up men, whatever the case is. You're going, you're playing the game at the bar. Let me tell you, just have fun.
Yeah.
The moment you start having fun, the ice will melt, my friends.
Agreed.
And the thing is we just have a different thing. Clearly, we're the oldest people in the room.
Oh, by far. by far.
But having the most fun in the room.
Yes, by far.
By far. To the point where anyways, you know what?
By far.
Different place, different time. Tamara, coulda, woulda. I'm not saying I shoulda, but I didn't. There was the one girl, she legitimately asked me, she's like, well, is your wife hot? I go, yeah, she's actually hotter than you. And quite frankly,
it was funny.
I can't make any downward or lateral moves.
Two quick things I got out of the night. Number one, no one uses cash anymore. What happened to cash?
Zero cash.
Number two, with all respect, ladies, you guys all look great. This young generation, well done. You guys look great. But one thing I noticed, you all look the exact same. You're all wearing the same clothes in different, even the same colors, just different tops and different pants, but the same.
Yeah.
It was it was almost like, remember that episode or when Eminem did that music video and there was like 1,000 M&Ms? That's what I felt like was in the club. Just all the girls, good-looking girls, nice girls, I'm sure. But you all look the same.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Thing I got out of it.
We could go on this for a while.
But I want to go on to something a little bit bigger. Ladies and gentlemen, right after this, we're doing a little something with the Mike McGuire, who's our wrestling counterpart. He's our, what would you call him?
I would call him, that's you know what? I don't know. Great guy, first and foremost.
Yeah, great guy.
Great guy.
Wonderful guy.
Our overseer,
our handler?
Handler?
Sure.
It's not.
It's not even that.
The big brother?
Big brother.
It's Big Brother-esque.
Big Brother-esque.
Yeah, I think so. He's very responsible.
Very responsible.
Committed. And then there's us.
Knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the guy.
Shepherd.
The shepherd. So we do the wrestling show with him when we do the dungeon wrestling. And he's gone out and started a pod on his own now. And I said, hey, since you guys know a little bit about wrestling, this and that, would you guys like maybe doing an extra show? Just a little, let's see. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to drop right now, right after this. We're doing a wrestling 30-minute pod for, maybe we'll release it on ours. We'll see how it goes. But it's kind of funny because me and Dimitri have been, I got to admit, pretty excited about this
It's the weirdest thing. It's almost like doing it with the left-hand roster. It's crazy.
GWO.
It's exciting. We're dipping our Tostito in a little bit of a spicier salsa. We don't know what's going to come out of it.
That's right. And finally, right before we get into the NHL talk, And this is actually a nice little appetizer to the NHL. The one story of the week that I wanted to kind of slightly touch for a second before we get into the NHL stuff is this. So you got the Ryan Reynolds. Good-looking guy, nice family.
Yeah.
He's got it all going on. Owner of the Rexton. Now Rexton's off to the next league. I mean, he's done amazing things with his partner there, Rob McElhenney. And the way I look at it is now everyone's like, oh, he's next to buy the Ottawa Senators. Or is he? This week, reports came out that Snoop has put in a bid. He's got boys, too, and he's got guys with deep pockets and said, hey, this Ottawa Senator thing is kind of neat. We're putting in a bid, too. Real quick, great debate. Who would be a better owner, Ryan Reynolds or Snoop Dogg?
You know what? For the Ottawa Senators,
Yeah,
Snoop is actually a better owner.
I think so, too.
You know, look, from the greatest story would be nice Canadian boy buys the nation's capital team. He's got a conglomerate of sports. They obviously know what they're doing.
Sure.
They've obviously got a little bit of a good mold. They found some success and they bring some clout. That's great. But in Canada, when you're not, the problem is, hey, Ottawa, you're just not Toronto.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like you're not Montreal.
No.
It's hard for you. So yeah. You need a Snoop, because what happens with Snoop is you make the team cool. And when you make the team cool, then you get some eyes. And when you get some eyes, when the team, because they're on the come up, Mitch.
Yes,
this is a team that's you know, they'll make the playoffs next year. That's my early prediction.
Sure.
They're right there. It would just be the greatest thing to happen to the franchise. So, yeah, you know what? A little bit of star power didn't hurt anybody for the Senators, but also doesn't hurt the NHL.
Right.
You get a big American star like that to come into a Canadian market to put some eyes. Now you're even getting the American viewers looking at the team.
Absolutely.
Guys, this is fantastic.
This is big. I agree. Everything you said, I swear, no big surprise. It's on my notes. I agree. As much as the storyline's maybe a little bit more nostalgic for a Ryan Reynolds to take it over, the Canadian boy, you're right, and he's been at the games, and you know he's had the success with the Rexton and all that fun stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, if Snoop is looking to grab the team, I mean the guy he's a frequent fan at the LA Kings game. He knows the game. I don't know how good he is on skates, but that doesn't matter.
Yep.
Is he when he's King Midas. When that guy touches something, it turns to gold. And to Dimitri's point, not only is he a huge U.S. star, Snoop Dogg across the world is known. From the Japan to the Korea to the Taiwan. Ryan Reynolds pretty popular too, don't get me wrong, but not Snoop popular.
Do you realize how much merchandising would be sold the moment that Snoop is sporting an Ottawa Senators hat and jersey?
That's what I'm saying.
Proudly? I mean, you're going to have, just from merchandise alone, it makes so much sense for revenue for the team.
Dog collars.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
I just came up with that.
That's amazing.
But later on.
And dropping his new album, Senator.
What?
Listen, we all wanted Cody Rhodes to win the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, but sometimes you just need the big dog.
And sometimes it's better when they don't. Sometimes it's better when they don't.
That's it.
Here we go. All right, we're off to the actual NHL. Round 1 is now over.
Complete.
And what a round one. You know, each and every year, we always get excited for the first round of the playoffs. And then right after it's done, we're like, man, that could have been the best one. That could have been the best one. And this year, there's no doubt that this has got to be in the top 5.
It's good.
In a lot of different reasons why. Let's start in the East and go to the West. You know how I like to do it. And it's the one team I always seem to start with. It's you, Boston Bruins. 65 wins in the regular season. The greatest team that ever existed. Number 1 seed taking on the number 18, the Florida Panthers, that just barely got in on the last day. They go to Game 7 last time we left you on the pod. And ladies and gentlemen, acknowledge me. I told you that the Florida Panthers have a little something. There's something about those guys I like. They knock out the number 1 seed in the entire NHL, if you want to put it that way. And they did it with a smile. They did it with a little Kachuk, a Bennett, a Reinhart, and a Bobrovsky. Ladies and gentlemen, Florida's off to the next round. Dimitri, what happened to Boston, or what did Florida do so well to take this over?
I actually don't know the answer to either of those questions. I'm actually shocked that Boston fell apart 3 games in a row to lose it. That's a, for a team like that, that's interesting. And to say that they ran out of gas, like a lot of people are saying, well, maybe they shouldn't have done what they've done in the regular season. No, that's BS. Listen, they were without Bergeron and Krejci in the lineup in the first 4 games. They still managed to go up in the series 3-1.
Right.
It just came down. It came down to will and a little bit of luck, but it came down to will. Like Florida just turned it on, had a bigger chip on their shoulder to want to close it out. That's it. It just, I'm a victim of it, like all sports fans are. Florida last year, if you think about it, was destined actually to be in the final.
Right.
And then they ran into Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, oh, okay. Well, Tampa Bay, and they were the two-time, and then consecutively making the three-time finals. And so you say, well, I guess this team maybe just got a bit better.
Yeah.
Right. And boy, Calgary, do you look dumb?
I know this always seems to come back, but it's not our fault.
Listen, it's not our fault.
Yeah,
it's like I'm watching Kachuk and Bennett having career character years.
Yes.
Like just real hard grit. And it's just a great team. It's a good team. That's all it is.
That's absolutely well said. And I mean, here's the thing. I'll kind of try to answer my own question real quick. What happened to Boston? I'm not on the train that they ran out of gas. I think they just met a team that is very similar to them. I mean, this is the team that was the best last year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so what did they really change? It was the Kachuk thing. And if anything, they upgraded. We just didn't see that upgrade till later on in the year. You know what I mean? Like, he had a great year. He had over 100 points again. But we were like, whatever.
You didn't see you were being set up on the third machine?
Exactly.
You didn't see you were being set up on the third machine.
And I have to give accolades to old cousin Jim because he gave me the inside on the inside. He said, listen, every year it's that President's Choice team that President's Trophy winning team that seems to do damage the next year. So next year, here's your hot take for next year. The Bruins will win the Cup next year. They're not. But the point is that I think that Boston just kind of met a team that's very similar in a lot of different ways, found a team on a heater, and then finally just found a team that had 2 guys that would just not stop. They would just not stop. And then Boston, they just, I don't know, the goaltending obviously became the issue at the end. That's really what happened.
Did it though? Because they still played well.
They never had 7-5 games. They didn't have that many 7-5 games.
I agree, but there was some really there was a good quality there. Like I still don't see. I get what you're saying. You pop, the one you can't do that, but everyone's got to have a. Look, Vasilevsky had a game like that.
I think this was kind of like a panic. I think what happened was Boston actually thought, and for good reason, a lot of people thought they were that good that they were going to gentleman sweep and take these guys out in 5.
Yeah.
And they believed their own hype. And let's call it what it was. At the end of the day, they took Florida lightly. And Florida slapped them in the face.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they took them lightly. I think they just got punched in the face for the first time.
Yes.
And were staring at their blood.
Well, and that's what I'm kind of. We're saying the same thing, different ways, but they just weren't ready. Because all year they crushed everyone.
Then
they weren't ready for that. Right?
Then I apologize. I agree with that.
It's nothing. To apologize. I mean, there's really nothing to apologize.
I know. I'm just.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't want to take it from you and make it. You repackage it on my own. I thought we were.
No.
I give it to you.
We're good.
Okay.
Listen, if I'm going to take acknowledgement for the Florida Panthers, then I'm going to hand it over to my buddy. Toronto taking on Tampa Bay. Ladies and gentlemen, man, I got to be honest. As this series went on, I was like, Tampa's going to fucking sneak it. And I said it on this pod last week. I said, if Toronto doesn't win this time next week in Tampa Bay, this is over. Well, it goes to overtime, and Toronto pulls off I wouldn't call it an upset. Toronto pulls off the win. The Monkeys off the back. They're off to round 2. Going to take on Florida. We'll talk about that in a few seconds.
We'll get there in a sec.
But how good did it feel for Toronto to win that game?
I told you, psychological win.
Absolutely.
They had it locked in because they were winning games where they've never won games before against Tampa, against Boston.
Right.
It was just, and the other thing is finally the players are showing up.
Yes.
And you think how they won. That was a Tavares. That was Nylander keeping the play alive.
Yes.
And Tavares working his butt off to get it to the net. And good things happen.
Tavares really pushed his game. Like, here's a guy that left the Islanders. He was lambasted in Long Island for leaving. And, you're a traitor, blah, blah. And Toronto was waiting for this. They've been waiting 4 years for that kind of effort, and he did. And hey, more power to the captain. He got Toronto the next round. So now it's Toronto taking on Florida. They've already played 2 games. Game 3 is tonight. Dimitri, the series is 2-0 Florida. They took 2 games away from Toronto in Toronto.
Let me tell you something. First, before I go on that tangent, I want to say one thing about all those sportscasters on TV.
Yeah.
You guys, I don't understand how they claim to be professionals, how they've seen this a million times over. And I can't stand when people, and fans too, I'll be honest with you, look and say, who would you rather play in the playoffs? Listen, everyone was like, well, Toronto doesn't want Boston. They should take Florida. That's the easier of the 2 teams. You guys, if a team like Florida is going to beat Boston, no, you don't want to play that team. And if Boston's going to end up beating Florida, no, you don't want to play that team either. The point is, if you want to win a championship, you have to be willing and ready to beat anybody because they're all good. We'll get to the Seattle story. We'll get to we've gone to the Florida story. Like, you guys, enough of this stuff.
I agree.
I don't like this whole, tailor-made, oh, this will be great for the Leafs. No, because guess what? Now you got hit in the gut.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You want to go there, then come back? Is that what we want to do?
We'll go. No, let's keep going here.
Do you want to stay on the Toronto, Florida?
Yeah, I want to stay on Toronto, Florida.
Okay.
We're going to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, because now you're down 2-0 Toronto.
Yeah.
And not because you're not trying.
No.
Oh, you're playing. Listen, Toronto, you're playing great hockey. Mm-hmm. I've watched those games. But guess what? They just punched you in the dick at home.
In the dick.
Right? Like right square on.
Boom.
They gave it to you at home. Now what are you going to do? But I'll tell you what you're going to do. I know what you're going to do.
What do you do?
Because Toronto already got their psychological barriers out of the way. Mm-hmm. Toronto lost 2 at home, not from a lack of effort. That's why Toronto's going to win tonight, the next night, the night after that, and the night after that. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm taking the Leafs still.
What?
To beat the Florida Panthers.
He's crazier than
I'm not crazy.
I'll tell you.
You guys,
you want to hear crazy?
Watch.
I'm dead serious what I'm about to tell you right now. Florida's up 2-0. They won 2 straight in Toronto. They're on a heater. What have I talked about? When you're on a heater, you stay on the heater. Florida fan, I got a Panther fan, Panther owners. This is what I love. No Canadians are allowed to go to the game tonight. You're not allowed to resell a ticket. Only American citizens are allowed to go to the game, basically, okay? So that's number 1, because let's call it what it is. Toronto would fill that arena with with Bud. But what did I say about Toronto last week? I believe that, by the way, the things I say to you, I actually believe them. Then when they actually come out in fruition, I'm like, damn, I'm a genius. However,
he does believe them.
What did I say? To Dimitri's point, the last win against Tampa Bay was a psychological win. But they can't seem to play very well at home. Okay? I don't know why. It's just the thing. Are they better on the road? Absolutely. What am I getting at? The Florida Panthers are going to win this in 4. Woo! Hot take of the year. I'm dead serious. They are on such a heater. Toronto got what they needed to be done. If Dubas gets fired, he gets fired because of other things. This helped him maybe for one more, maybe he got one more year out of it. But Florida's on such a streak right now, and I think Toronto's so tired from that first series win. I'm going not gentleman sweep of 5, straight sweep of 4.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
They don't want to go back to Toronto. Okay. It's a long trip. Also in the East, real quick, you got your Carolina.
We got to wrap up.
You got your Carolina. You got your Jersey. They end up, winning their respective first round playoff games. Now they're taking on each other. That series is also now 2-0 Carolina, and I still can't figure out how Carolina is scoring and how they're winning. But what did I say last week again? It's the system. It's the players. These no-namers And they are like, I honestly tell you, Dimitri, do you know more players on Seattle or do you know more people on Carolina? Because I'm telling you, I know more people on Seattle.
It's crazy.
I have no idea who the hell is on Carolina. But I do know one player, and his name's Frederick Anderson, and the kid's on a heater right now.
Weird. Interesting. He was a goalie in Toronto.
He was, wasn't he? Who do you like in that Carolina? Are you still sticking with your Carolina, your Hurricanes?
You know what? Carolina's impressed me big time. And, I'm changing my pick. I think Carolina's going to win this series now. I watched most of that game yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's, they dummied New Jersey 6-1.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Yeah.
And they're just playing good, tight systemed hockey. You know what? It's just hard to kill a team when everyone's buying into it.
That's so true.
Right? And like I said, Brindamore, well-coached team. The people that are stepping into the roles are stepping into, into roles.
Yeah.
Right? Saying, okay, this is how we play when we're on this line, on this shift, and it's just working well. And I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked. I'll be honest with you.
I'm not shocked anymore. You said it a second ago. We got to stop thinking like these analysts do, where the easy way out is to say that Jersey, the younger, faster team, is going to score and run these guys out of the building. No. Bottom line, it's systematic, and the younger, more exciting team like Jersey.
Yeah.
As much as I want them to win, and I think they might take this to a game 7. They were down 2-0 to the Rangers.
Yep.
But here's the thing: the Rangers were all like, they're shiny, they're fun, they're a team that we all kind of expected to do better. Carolina's a tough team. I think this could go 7, but I'm gonna probably stick with you and say Carolina will win this series. They're just good. Straight up,
yeah,
good.
They're very good. It's a tight unit. And when you get players that go down, but they have a lot of players that went down. This isn't even at full capacity. This is incredible.
I agree.
Excellent job.
Real good. Let's jump over to the West right now. It's we'll talk about the Dallas series. So Dallas has won their series, and they needed an opponent. And who were they going to probably play? Well, it's obviously the Colorado Avalanche. The defending Stanley Cup champions. Yeah, granted, they needed a game 7 against this expansion Kraken team. Wait a minute.
Pause.
So, Seattle goes against Colorado, game 7, and the Kraken pull it off. They knock out the defending champ. Is this Buster Douglas, Tyson-esque?
It's not even that they won, it's how they win.
Yeah.
This is like I said, this is a tenacious Kraken team. Their tentacles are just like.
This is the guy at the bar that is not going home alone.
No.
He is working every angle.
No,
every angle.
Yeah. Every single
angle. And he's
angle.
taking home a 8 to 10 out of 10.
They just don't stop.
They don't stop.
It's crazy. Like they're like my kids.
Yeah.
They're like there's toys everywhere. Then I clean up. I look back and there's toys over there, and then they're fighting over here. Then they're loving each other over there.
True.
This is how the Kraken. They're just doing this. You're like, what's going on? They might as well be the Mighty Duck. This is the Flying V in action.
They're everywhere. Makar and McKinnon got beat by guys named Jared McCann, Jordan Eberle, Yanni Gord. It's hilarious to me because these guys, I like all 3 of these guys. I would take these guys on the Flames any day of the week.
You know what these expansion teams are?
Yeah.
And this is the brilliance behind them. Every conventional team has line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4.
Right.
Okay. Vegas and Seattle
are
just a whole team of line 2s.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. Remember, I think we talked about this many podcasts ago. But, everyone's like, well, first line, you got your McDavids and okay, great. But what happens if you have 4 lines of just good lines?
If you take a conventional, Edmonton averages at line 3.
Yeah.
They got a really good line 1, but the drop-off is massive.
That's true.
So Carolina and Seattle are just, they're an average line 2 team.
Exactly.
It's nuts.
All the way through.
Yeah, it's not so line 4 is matched up against line 2.
And the coach is always going you go.
Yeah.
You go. He doesn't
You.
That's exactly what he's
you.
doing.
Da 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 da. Amy.
But isn't that fun though? Isn't that fun for a coach to be like, I don't care who's up against this line.
Yes, because think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like all the teams had, like everyone had to protect their top tier
That's
teams
right.
and their money,
right?
And some contracts they needed to let go. Everyone had to protect them. So basically, these guys have all they have is just a team of $4 million players.
That's it.
Like that's the average.
Under the cap, and then one day they'll be like, do we really even want the top players? Like, it'll mess up the chemistry.
Like, how is no one picking up on this? Just be like, hi, yeah, we'd like to, I'll give you a box of cash for anyone on the second line. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me, I need a left winger. I need a line 2 left winger NHL. Yeah, done. In. Thank
bring
you.
him in.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the way. I'm telling you.
I agree with you, Matt. This is so Seattle goes on to the next round. They take on Dallas, who I dubbed them as I think they're gonna go to the Stanley Cup. This team was tough.
I think
Ottinger's on fire. I said it last week. Maybe the best player in the league. He gets lit up in game 1 against Seattle. So the series now tied at 1-1, but still, this Seattle team is not going away.
How about Pavelski?
Buddy, the guy's older than us, and he's still putting 4 in. I love this guy. I have to admit, I didn't like him when he was on San Jose. I don't know why. I just didn't like him in teal. It wasn't because he was on San Jose.
It was a color change.
It was a color thing.
It was a color thing.
And the guy's ripping it apart
Because now he's like full committed green.
By the way, if
you're teal, are you blue or
are
you green?
Yeah, you're blue or green. But if they wear those blackout jerseys,
gross.
Those disgusting.
Gross.
Like whoever came up with that, fire them and burn those jerseys. They're horrible.
Yeah.
They're not even funny. They're not even good.
No.
You know what I mean? They're just bad. I don't
Dallas has got the juice, though.
So what do you like in this one? Dallas.
I still like Dallas.
I think so too. I think they took them lightly in game 1. Felt it, but I think
they felt it.
They felt it.
They felt it. They're like, whoa, what's this hamster doing to my pants?
Whoa, they got fast hands, those guys.
Oh yeah, I put it there.
All right, and now off to the next one. This is the one that I think I don't care what kind of fan you are, Canadian or American, this is a good series. You got your Las Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Edmonton Oilers. 2 really good teams. Vegas up 1-0 on the Oilers.
What's up with the West and 4 goals? Like, is that the theme for game 1?
Yeah, man. I couldn't agree more. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what to think of this one because I don't want to bet against Edmonton because they're so powerful. Let's just call it what it is. But then I've been against Vegas all year from the point of view, not against them, but I didn't think they were going to do anything. This team's proven to me that they are like a Seattle. They're top to bottom. Again, they do have superstars, but then it doesn't really scale off that badly. In Edmonton's case, also the case, really hot on top. And their final 6, this is going to come down to let's call it the second and third lines versus the second and third lines. I really do think that it's the bottom 6 that are going to win this series.
That's the difference maker. It really is. I got to tell you, I watched game 1. Both teams off the shoot, actually, both teams look good. You're like, wow, this is going to be a good series. But man, you know what? The difference between Vegas and Edmonton is Vegas doesn't make stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
I said Vegas, right?
That's right.
Yeah, Vegas doesn't make stupid mistakes. So whereas Edmonton does, like, I'm sorry, the defense, the Edmonton defense is terrible.
Yep.
You got a $9 million guy in Darnell Nurse making
9.5.
9.5. Thank you, making boneheaded moves.
Yeah.
Bouchard on the one play, I'm like, why is he pinching to take potential 3-on-2, and he cuts to take the guy the Nurse has already covered? Like, just stupid mistakes. And the wrong kind of, I mean, we're not talking like a potential national, the 3 of us going out double team, triple team, maybe. Could have. But didn't. Okay, we're talking about this is a bad double team.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was, anyways. Edmonton just has leaks in the pipe.
Yeah.
Right? The house is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Not bad.
It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
But there's a couple leaks in the pipe. And they got to fix it because if it's not Vegas, it's going to be Dallas.
Right.
And if it's not Dallas, it's going to be whoever the representative is.
Right.
Like, you're going to run short again. Man, the Edmonton, I worry about you. You're supposed to be the team of destiny here. They still can do it. I'm not saying they don't have the team to do it. They can beat anybody.
Sure.
On any given Sunday. It just, man, they're just making mistakes.
I couldn't agree more. I think, truthfully, though, I think that both teams are so eerily similar. Of course, a McDavid and a Draisaitl are a lot better than any two players on Vegas. But then the tail off is that Vegas's team as a whole is a little bit better than Edmonton's slightly. Then it comes down to goaltending. I truly believe, and what I wrote down was, this is going to become a goaltending battle. One of these goalies has to win this series.
Yeah.
Has to pull it. If Skinner gets hot, and this is the big thing, then Edmonton can win this.
Yeah.
But if it's Broussard that's gonna, or Broussard, how do you say this guy's name? Yeah. If he's gonna be the winner, he's got to pull it off. So I really kind of come down to offense. You kind of give it, and I mean the power play. As long as Vegas stays out of the penalty box, and they were the least penalized team, because that Edmonton power play is basically almost. They're not at 100, but they're at like 60%.
It's stupid.
It's the craziest thing of all time.
I think it's all-time record.
I think it is.
Right?
So if they stay out of the box and they make
Mitch.
it 5-5, and then the goalie can steal one, I think Vegas has got this one.
God bless you.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh.
From there, we jump over to the hard court real quick. Couple of notes, because they're in the playoffs too. It's kind of fun. If you're an NBA coach, just don't win the championship. Because if you win the championship, then what happens is you win it, and then the next year your team's not as good, and then the next year you're fired. Nick Nurse. So what just happened? Nick Nurse of the Toronto Maple Leafs, of the Toronto Raptors, fired. Steve Kerr still with the
Golden
State Warriors. But he's on his way. I think he's next on. No, he's not on the docket. But LA. Remember when the Lakers won it? Frank Vogel gone.
It's crazy.
Wins it, gone. How about Milwaukee Bucks? Mike Budenholzer. He gets fired just the other day. They number 1 seed in the East. They win it a couple of years ago. Fired the other day.
How?
Yeah. So here's the thing, NBA guys. If we think the NHL's ruthless, the NBA is like a stone cold killer.
That's
you
incredible.
cannot falter in the NBA. If you're a coach in the NBA and you've won a championship, that means nothing to nobody. You have to win like 10 in a row. You have to be like Phil Jackson. You got to be like Popovich. If you're not Steve Kerr, I joke, he's not going to get fired. But who knows? You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
All it takes is one HR complaint.
Don't we know it? Last thing I want to talk about, it is the Lakers and Golden State playing. This is the first time 2 4-time champions and 2 MVPs are playing against each other in LeBron and Steph. Who do you got in this one real quick?
Oh, you know what? This series is actually turning out to be a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was like, okay, get the old timers back together for one last dance, but they're both playing very, very well.
Yes.
Lakers come in, double-digit win game 1. Golden State turns around, double-digit game 2. I think if the Davis stays the healthy, and I think if he just keeps, I think he's the key to this whole thing.
100% he is.
Then I got Lakers.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
I couldn't agree more. It's just, you know what? I watched the game, and the Lakers would go down. They're in the key. They're trying to score 2 points. Golden State comes down, 3-pointer. Go back. This is the one series that I'm watching right now where it's literally math. It's 2 points versus 3 points.
Yeah.
And is it better to score easy 2 points, but you got to go down twice to kind of match the 1 3-pointer that they hit? Like, if they're hitting their threes, the game's over. If they're not, the Lakers are in it, and then they might win. It's actually very interesting to watch outside of the excitement that it creates. Stephen A. Smith, as everyone knows who he is, and he's kind of a big name in sports, he's come out and said something that me and Dimitri have already come out and said. He says, if Steph and the boys end up beating the Lakers and then end up going and winning the championship, maybe. He says maybe, but we've already dubbed it. He says that Steph Curry should be on the Mount Rushmore.
Of course.
Dude, I'm already
We're already there.
We're already on there. What took you so long? Steve. Hey.
Honey sugar baby.
What are you doing? Trying to take our stuff?
Hey,
come on. We told you we're crazy.
You're better than that.
Yeah, come on. We're off to rapid banter. Nicolas Cage says he remembers being in the mother's womb. Okay, or dude, stay off the juice.
I had maybe the most offside joke to say. Just move on.
There was a man that drilled a hole in his head or skull to stay constantly high. Sounds fun. Or, honey, do you know where my hat is?
That's a screw job.
Drill a hole in your head. Kevin Durant will be a playable character in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Season 3. Goals or concentrate on basketball, man. They're down 2-0.
He should be a playable character in Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, they're down now 2-1.
Yeah.
They ended up winning last night. The New Jersey Devils, after winning Game 7, celebrated on the streets of Jersey by singing the Rangers' goal song. Is that offside or onside?
Completely offside.
They literally took their song and started
You can't do that.
I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny.
You can't do that.
Well, you know what? Then win. Then win, Rangers. Then win. Messi's been suspended by PSG for 2 weeks because he went on a trip to Saudi Arabia. Fair? Unfair?
Bye-bye.
Yeah, seriously. What are you going for 2 weeks for? You didn't tell the manager. You didn't write it off on the vacation chart. You can't just go to Saudi Arabia when you want, even if you're Messi.
He's going to go play there.
Have you ever seen the highlights of when he was in Argentina and he wanted to just go out for a date night with the wife and people saw him on the streets and the madness that occurred?
No.
Oh, dude, it was like watching ants running to a picnic basket of sugar. I've never seen it like it's actually kind of scary. Like if you're Messi and his wife.
Careful what
like,
you wish for,
wow,
right?
Man.
Yeah.
It was crazy. All right, last one. This one, oh, there's so much about it. So Moroccan football player, his name is Arcaf Hakimi. He also plays for PSG. Good player. Makes $1 million a year. Guess what? He's getting a divorce. The wife filed for divorce. However, there's a problem. When she went to the lawyers and said, hey, go get his money, lawyer came back and said, we got a problem. He doesn't have any money. He gives it all to his mom. Smartest man alive or biggest mama's boy?
The smartest man alive.
So listen to this. So he literally gives everything. Everything's under his mom's name.
And if you look at his mom's so sweet looking.
Yeah.
Of course she's protecting you.
Of course. Mom, I need $100 to go to, I don't know, the keg. Whatever, right? She'll send them. She'll send them. This is maybe the craziest play of all time. Imagine this wife got married to the guy, so she knows him a little bit. Didn't think anything of it because they're probably hitting the nice restaurants. They're doing this, they're doing that. She's like, I got him. You know what? Don't cross me, sir. Oh, you crossed me? I'm coming after you. Go ahead. The whole time, this guy knew the whole time. He knew.
And listen, you know that girl.
Yeah.
She ruined it for everyone else now.
Oh yeah.
She ruined it for everyone else because now.
Yeah.
Mom was right.
Yeah.
Mom was right.
Arcaf Hakimi, I acknowledge you.
Our tribal chief. Buddy, what a play. What a great play.
Beautiful.
What a great play. And it's like, well, where's the money?
Yeah.
Where's the money? Well, my mom has it.
And this guy sits on the same bench with, Messi and the rest of the guys on PSG.
Like,
right?
you want to talk about, like, Messi's won the World Cup. Messi's arguably the greatest player of all time. Multiple championships, Ballon d'Or. Like, go. But this guy walks into the room and gets the slow clap amongst the team.
Guaranteed the whole team was like, yeah. Unreal.
Buddy.
Greatest play of all time.
I can't believe it. And Mom was right.
And if you ever think like you're going to date this dude, everyone knows you got to be good to the
in-laws
in-laws and good to the people. Yeah.
Whoever dates him now.
Yeah.
I mean, Mom's probably going to like that person.
I agree. But Mom at the same time is going to like, buddy. Mom probably knew from day one. Like, they probably had this set up from years ago, right? He's like, hey, listen, you just give me the money. I'll take care of it. You call me whenever you want something. And she seems like the kind of mom, no problem. I don't think she's the kind of like, you're going to the keg again?
Listen.
I don't think it's anything like that.
No. But you know what? Then you had the other, like, there's two sides of the story, right? And it's a tough play with your mom. On the one end, you got, this worked out for the player.
Right.
Look at Jack Johnson in the NHL.
I know.
Right?
Right.
Didn't work out for the player. Hey, don't worry, we're in your best interest. But you know what? In this one, like, it's because, let's call it what it is, you guys. Let's not hide behind the fact here. Right. There's going to be argument. Well, you're entitled to, of course, everyone's entitled to the money and this and that. When you're a celebrity, I saw the matchup, okay?
Yeah.
I saw the matchup. Okay, roster.
And?
Come on.
Yeah?
Come on.
Okay.
Right. You think she's in it for Sunday dinners? Come on.
I don't think so.
In this case. Okay?
Everyone's different.
I'm just saying.
That's it. Just saying.
You're just saying it too. I'm just the one saying it. Come on.
This guy's my hero. This guy's the greatest guy of all time.
You know our
I'm
parents.
like crying. I'm crying. This is like, I've been meaning to bring this up for weeks.
I've already given my money to my parents.
Oh man,
Mom, take it. Take it.
You know when Jack Johnson won the Stanley Cup last year, and he takes it for the day or whatever. Do you think he got it back? He's like, Mom, Dad, look, I won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, hey,
Turns out he's like, hey,
can we take it to work for a second?
wait. Mom, why is the Stanley Cup in the pawn shop?
They would too.
Obviously.
Yeah,
they stole from their own child.
They stole from their own child.
What a bunch of bad people.
Yeah, just some bad people.
All right, we finish off with that rapid banter. We're off to MAGA MALAKA. At the beginning of the show, what did I say? I said, it would be nice, great debate, Ryan Reynolds or Snoop Dogg. We both concur, we didn't talk about it, that we want Snoop to be the new owner of the Ottawa Senators. However, I am a big believer that you can't, like the Senators make sense for the city of Ottawa. But if Snoop owns the team, I want the team name to be something that reflects Snoop Dogg.
Right.
And here we go. It's MAGA MALAKA, new names for the Ottawa Senators.
Oh, okay.
All right. It's the Ottawa Pots. Potheads?
MALAKA.
MALAKA.
Doesn't ring.
Yeah. The Ottawa Gunja.
Yeah, actually, MAGA. I can see that one.
I can see that one.
I can see it.
like that one.
Yeah, I see. It's got like saying it's got a ring to it.
Now he is a dog, so
It'd be hold on. You got Toronto with the maple leaf,
Yeah.
and then they would have the cannabis leaf
That's
as their
right.
logo, and they'd be supreme rivals.
That'd be not bad. Not bad. How about the Ottawa Doggy Dogs?
Not Doggy Dogs. I'm gonna go. MAGA, but I think you're the Ottawa Dogs.
Dogs. I like that too. We can do the Browns. You know,
Yes,
there you go.
right?
There's
I like it.
The Ottawa Reefers. You can do it a couple of different ways.
I'm gonna go MALAKA. Yeah, it's multifaceted. They would say, is this a coral reef or
right?
Or a cannabis reefer?
How about the Ottawa Mary Janes?
I like that.
I like that one.
I
that
like
one
that's
seems to
MAGA.
roll off my tongue.
The mascot would be great.
The Mary Janes?
The Mary Jane.
I think so. I think you're right. What about the Ottawa Wacky Tobacco?
I think that would be the name of the mascot. So I'm going to go MALAKA and give it to the mascot.
I like that better.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Wacky Tobacco.
A couple more. I mean, I think you're getting the theme of where I'm looking. But I think it's look, you're in Canada. It's legal now. Makes all the sense in the world.
Right.
Right? The Ottawa Cocoa Puffs.
Someone could get offended.
Somebody could, yeah.
I'm going to go MALAKA.
The Ottawa Blaze.
Oh, MAGA.
There it is, right?
The Ottawa Blaze.
I like it. All right.
Tough.
Second last one. What about the Ottawa Chihuahuas?
I was going to say MAGA. I just said it to myself. Ottawa Chihuahua. Like it's got a...
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it too. Last one. And to your point about Toronto. Because they have a nickname. What are they called?
They're called the Leafs.
Yeah, but there's a name. There's like a little nickname that they get called. But it's going to be for Ottawa. Ottawa Buds.
The Ottawa Buds.
Imagine. They take their name. They've got their leaf versus that leaf. And people are like, oh, are you cheering for the Buds today? Whoa, which one?
Which one?
Who are you talking about? Wow. What? There it is.
The
MAGA. What is that? A wolf? What is
Buddy,
that? Look at that dog.
I'm not even kidding.
That's the mascot. What is that thing?
That thing out there was catching my eye. There is no way that man can successfully yield that dog around campus.
Way. That is a bear on a leash.
Like if the dog says, listen here, old man, you're coming with me.
I'm eating whatever's in front of me. You're an accessory to murder. What? Did you see that thing?
Listen, roster, episode 258. I'm loving it, but we gotta blaze our way out of here. That's right. You know what? Some of that sticky icky of the podcast, Podbean, Spotify. Stay there right now while we figure out iTunes. But Sports Show TV, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Comment in the video as well. We'd really appreciate it. Episode 258, one for the books. But we got to shove it in the locker because we got to hit the showers.
Boom. Have a great week, everybody. Chronic. How do you put the Ottawa Chronics?
The Ottawa Chronics. That's a good one,
There's
too.
Another one.
I like the Blaze.
The Blaze. Yeah.
The Chronics.
There's a team. Kelowna
Blaze.
isn't. No, they're not the Blaze.
Blades.
Oh. The Blazers. What is it? Anyways, they're a WHL team. But, yeah. The Buds, Cocoa, Wacky Tobacco, Grass. Ottawa Grass? No, that doesn't.
But you know what? Grass.
Dope.
I'll tell you this. Grass is Brazilian. You ever watch a Planet Earth on grass?
Well, this is
you
what
see
I'm
what
saying.
grass goes through on a yearly basis? It might be the toughest vegetation.
You think?
Do I think? I know.
You know.
I know.
Yeah, you got a point.
Tough
you got a point.
vegetation.
I like what you're saying.
Okay,
Right.
we got
gotta
another
go.
pod.
Gotta go. Hey,
You said half an hour. I didn't want to rush you.
It's 9:06. We're good. All right. Have a great day. Bye.
Do the sign joshing on the ground like Eric Costin. Sit around and grab a drink, we talking what you wanted.
DJSW, we're Saved by the Bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast.